I heard the sound of a car outside. As I went to the balcony to look, I saw a brand new red car, beautifully parceled, and my friends and family were all there shouting and smiling as my daughter waved the keys towards me. Tears ran down my cheeks, and I got carried 12 years back in my life. Before we continue with the story, do not forget to click on the notification button in order to get notified at every new video posted. May God bless you. I was only 15. Funny enough, I was born on the 15th. After my mom paid my registration fees at the university, it was the end of her duties in my life. She wasn't used to doing that because my good grades always paved the way ahead of me. No matter what I did, she was never happy. She always had something to blame me for. I had learned to live a perfect life with the Word of God as my all in all. I had this assurance and confidence that God was so much close to me. My pastor offered me a Bible, and it was the book I read the most. In it, I found everything I needed. When I was worried about my future, I thought of his promise in the book of Jeremiah, and I smiled. I don't know how to put it, but I believed I had thousands of guardian angels, always ready to act each time I called out for help. Everyone wondered why my mom hated me that much. All I did was pray to God to forgive her and also grant her the grace to love me. Other parents felt bad separating from their children as they left home for further studies, but that was the contrary for my mom. She made sure I took all of my belongings as if I were never to return. She didn't even bother driving me to school herself. She asked me to use public transport. I felt so bad at the start, but gradually I began to forget about it. Not that it didn't pop up in my mind from time to time, just that it didn't hurt anymore. Moreover, Rose, my childhood friend since the age of 10, was going to the same school with me. Her story was almost similar to mine. Her mom was always threatening to send her away because of her new husband. He tried raping her twice. Funny enough, her mom took her husband's side and said it was because Rose had grown curves too early, so any man would be tempted. That was the dumbest thing I had ever heard. The first semester passed, and we went home on holidays. One day I got a call from the pastor. Rose had been raped by her stepdad. She felt so bad that she decided to end her life with drugs. Thank God she was rushed to the hospital by a neighbor. Praying had never been so hard for me. Each time I looked at her, lying there almost lifeless, without her mother even to care for her, it broke my heart so bad. I took a series of 3 days of fasting for God to take her out of the state of coma, and He answered. It was such a miracle. When she opened her eyes, she looked around faintly and uttered the words, "Where is my mother?" 1,000 questions ran through my mind on the spot. What would I tell her? That her mom had not even come to check on her? Or tell her that her mom moved out of the town with the man that raped her? How will she take it? I just put on a fake smile and replied, "She went home. Her kid brother is not feeling well." She closed her eyes and slept off. I needed to rush home and take a bath before rushing for a prayer meeting because I smelled like fish. Exaggerating, but I had spent 3 days in the hospital without a proper bath. It was going to be a wonderful session since one of the main prayer points was Rose's health condition. I had just 10 minutes left, so I decided to use a shortcut through an old garage. I knew God was with me, so I was secured. I was humming the famous Amazing Grace lyrics to drive the silly fear that the devil was using to tease me. As I was crossing the garage, I heard footsteps. I halted, then looked around but saw nothing. I hastened my footsteps, but felt like something held my arm. It felt warm and strong. At that moment, I felt so cold. I lost my capacity to move. I felt like screaming, but it seemed like I lost my voice. The next thing I realized was that I was on the floor, and I heard something like, "Hurry up, it's my turn." I woke up in a hospital bed with the pastor at my side. As I opened my eyes, tears ran down my cheeks. The nurse just whispered, "You need to rest." When I asked what happened, she said a stranger rushed me to the hospital and lab results showed that I had been raped. What? I screamed with tears running down my cheeks. What about my mom? I asked. The nurse called her, and after explaining everything, your mom hung up. And since then, we have not been able to get to her, the pastor's wife said in a mild voice. I was pondering over it. I received a notification on my phone. It was a message from my mom. It read, "You are a product of rape when I was 16. I can't go back there again." I was not surprised. Why did I even ask? I understood it was going to mean a new start for me, but I had so many questions in my mind. I tried speaking, but tears filled my eyes. Why? Is God not the lion that devours the wicked? Did he not promise to be my rock? Why did he turn his back on me? Have I ever given up on him? I spoke in tears, and the pastor wiped my tears and spoke. Do you remember the story of Joseph, Daniel, Paul, Silas, Job? When did they give up on God? Never. And their rewards cannot be measured. God didn't give up on you, my daughter. He let it happen for a reason. He is here and will be there for you forever. Trust him. He then kept on encouraging me and praying with me. Rose and I moved in to the pastor's house with his family. It was even harder to trust God after I learned I was pregnant. But I did it, and my reward today is my dream job as a psychologist in my own hospital, a loving husband, and a wonderful daughter who is an engineer just at 25. Indeed, God showed me his face, reason why I call her Peniel, which means the face of God.